Welcome to the second round of this Legacy League. We are on the draw against, well, I don't know what he plays, but I recognize the name. I will keep this, but I'm not thrilled since it doesn't have acceleration, which is something I'm always looking for in Elves, which is another reason that I would really like to work in a couple more Nano Elves into the build. Yeah, well, doesn't get any better. We got enough card draw. What we need, like, basically are the means to apply it. It's like, you know, one of those quotes on the Judgment Wishes, he wished for card advantage, but not for the mana to get it, or something. Ah, this is pretty good here. Actually, is it? I mean, if you lose tempo early on in the Death and Taxes matchup, it's really, really bad, because suddenly, like, since they don't have to play from behind early on, they can like match whatever you're doing one by one and eventually get ahead because they got the better cards. Unless you get to actually hardcast Crowd of Behemoth, which is a nice thing here. And what do I want to I think I can attack on the other hand. I can't block, which... So technically I guess you do attack here. Like, he can trade the Revoker, which is okay. Then he's got one less creature that can put a chitter on it and attack. But yeah, if he the Death and Taxes matchup, it's really, really critical that you put them under pressure from the very first turn. And the way you do it is just by having more mana, because that deck is kind of set up in a way that feeds off you not having the resources to apply whatever you want to be doing. And Elves, if it doesn't have mana acceleration, is in quite a tough spot here. I guess it helps that we drew the Reclamation, that he actually hardcasted the Chitter. Let's see, is there anything else I want to do here? Because technically I could play the Visionary and then Reclamation Sage. Or I could also not do that. I could just fetch Dried Arbor next turn and then see what happens. I think that's better. Oh no, I can't fetch Dried Arbor. Julian, please play some more magic. Don't forget all these basic things. Of course, this is just speculation, but since he played the Chitter, I would think that maybe he doesn't have the fourth land, because right now he's exposing it to Reclamation Sage and Senate in case we had Cradle, which we do have. So his last card maybe isn't Wasteland, so I feel less bad about playing Gaia's Cradle here. And we could also just play this guy. Draw a card, I think that's a safe play. There's nothing that really punishes us here. And then we get this guy, and then maybe next turn, probably not, but maybe we can even hardcast Behemoth. If we draw Heritage Druid, for sure. If we draw Birchlaw Rangers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then 2. If we draw Senate, yeah, the Senate should also do it, I think. Senate gets this guy, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah. So Senate, Heritage Druid, oh yeah, Stoneforge is fine, especially with Chittergun already. Senate is great, I'm recording, yeah, Senate is great, Heritage Druid is great, Birchlaw is good. Yeah, let's see. By the way, something you have to keep in mind, which I didn't talk about because it was definitely a rare play to take away the Chitter here. If you're in the first game, and they have this guy on Viable Symbiote, and you play Reclamation Sage and you don't kill this guy, then you will never get this guy to work ever again. Unless, okay, now that this is a pretty corner case scenario, and I guess you guys are here to learn some niche stuff that you can never use, but maybe talk about at parties and be like, hey, you know, this one time in Mexico when the guy had Revoker on Viable Symbiote in the first game against Death and Taxes, I let my Reclamation Sage die on purpose. I made a super stupid block and I was like, oh no, what did I do? Just because I knew I had Nissa, so I could get it back from the graveyard and then kill some other artifact or enchantment. See? I mean, if for anything, then maybe that's what you're here for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 7, yeah. So let's see. Am I gonna double glimpse? Yeah, I think I'm gonna double glimpse. The only question is, do I play the Quirion Ranger first? So basically for free, or do I hope that I might draw Cradle? I think it's better here because there's even if I draw Senate, I still have enough mana to get Heritage to it. Okay, now Heritage to it. What if I get Quirion Ranger? Oh, I already have Quirion Ranger, so don't need it all that much. Oh, there's Cradle. So we had a pretty bad hand and a pretty bad start, but we recovered, because that's what you do when you're playing Elves. You recover all the time. Or at least you try to recover. Always yield, yes. Opponent doesn't know it yet, but he's already dead. And that's good enough. I guess I can ultra overkill him, and why wouldn't you do that? So let's do that. By casting Kratov and Natural Order. Oh! I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it so badly. Oops, no, that's the wrong one. Here we go. Death and Taxes. I like having a property case, and then not really much else. When you have Needles, I also really like Needles, because they turn off Mother. They don't turn on Mother. It's like, hey, you like Needles? Mommy. This is so awkward. But they also have got other options, like you can take down a Chitta if you really have to. It's not preferred, because they can still flicker without the needle and kill you. You can sometimes name Weil and screw them, but I wouldn't bet on that. You can sometimes name Port or Wasteland if you really need to keep the Cradle, but the main reason is that Needle turns off Mother of Runes, which turns on a Property K and Reclamation Sage, and some other tricks like Wild Symbiote and Quirion Ranger. But we don't have Needle. We have these 3 Property Ks, and depending on what he has, it's usually kinda safe-ish to take out 2... Well, yeah, I guess we're gonna take out a Glimpse and Nissa. Nissa isn't amazing against him. Nissa is good, and I've heard people like mention good things about Nissa in a matchup. It's a 5 mana investment that gets countered by Weil on 2, and if you go for it and they Violent Revoker, you feel so bad. So I can definitely see Nissa doing some work against them, but thus far this is what I've been doing in the matchup, and I think it's okay-ish. If you want to keep the Nissas, you take out another Glimpse and a Nettle Sentinel, something like that. Yeah. And then if you see some really strange things, you can always adopt to that. If they have like infinite Containment Priest and stuff, then you could even think about taking out maybe Natural Order, but probably not. More like 2 Senates or something. This end is great because it looks as if it could kill on the 3rd turn, maybe. I wouldn't mind drawing another Elf. It's also a bit awkward. Okay, now this is really a bit awkward, because I don't want to fetch for black. I really can't fetch for black here, but a Property K could be really good. I also kind of want to get Dryad Arbor here, but it's so unsafe. If I play Nettle Sentinel here, I'm probably going to be a turn behind on I probably can't cast Kratov on the 3rd turn, whereas if I get Dryad Arbor, I can, but he kept 7, so I think he... Yeah, let's just do it like this. This applies some pressure, and getting the opponent to 16 is important, because that's what you kill. That's the amount of damage you do when you have like 2 creatures and a Kratov Behemoth. And it's also like early pressure is always nice. And if he ports us here, that's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. I wouldn't mind getting, like, I definitely mind getting ported here, but it's not the end of the world. Oh, look. He could have done some really nasty things. And by that I mean like on the next turn, had we been allowed to set up this turn. I'm still gonna play the Deathwhite Shaman here. Maybe that makes it even more likely for him to port next turn. If he does port, then he's not gonna use his mana for anything else that we really care about. Because right now our plan is to Kratov him out, and eventually maybe he might even stop using port. The worst case scenario is of course Wasteland. But it's in the stack, so he might end up drawing it. By the way, why can't we see the tip jar? I mean, there's nothing in the tip jar anyway, but it just looks weird because there's this black nothingness down here. Yeah, oh, maybe stream labels, whatever they are called, isn't here, isn't working. char background. I guess we will put this here. This is like a nice, beautiful, happy landscape. What's going on over there? He's porting us, and he sorted our guy. I guess at least he sorted the guy that we care least about right now. Second Behemoth isn't ideal, you might say. I don't want to attack here because I might trade for Thalia, even though she's probably not in the deck anymore, but who knows what else he's got in the deck, and I'm not that keen on getting the 2 damage in. And since we don't have another land, we can't even have fake having the Prop Decay anyway. Like, the only way you get to attack here is you play another land that can produce black in the near attack, and then he's gotta make up his mind whether he blocks and uses Mother or not. But overall, I think we have to do it like this. It's unfortunate because he... Oh, he have 6th, okay. Okay. It's unfortunate, I was about to say, because it exposes Heritage Druid to Revoker. But his draw is pretty slow, and we've got a good amount of top decks. Like, any land is good, any 1-mana elf is good. Natural Order is the only thing I really don't want to draw, and now I really want to also find, like, some black mana. Or maybe Reclamation Sage. Oh, he allows us to untap with Cradle, with double Cradle. Suddenly not that impressive anymore. Relegated to just being a regular forest. So, Rex Sage would even be like kind of weird here. Oh, this works. Unless he's got a creature in hand, but he probably doesn't. So let's see what we can do here. You know what would have been the ultimate blowout here? Either Swan Canonist in response to the Glimpse. Do I want to waste the Cradle here? It's so hard. It's really hard. Next turn he's gonna port the Cradle again, then our Cradle isn't really gonna do much. I think it's okay to kind of waste the Cradle here just to draw 2 cards. Because I think right now we are winning in the long run, because we will also eventually find a black source, and he's very starved on actual resources. Like, the card he probably wants to draw the most here is something like, I don't know. Obviously Revoker helps in this position, but if it's not Revoker, then Stoneforge also helps. Rebuilding. Him drawing a land feels good, because it doesn't really allow him to do anything that he couldn't do before. He needed 4 mana to equip and port. He can still do that. I guess technically now he can equip port and Swords to Plowshares, but he already used 2 swords, and if he can, yeah, I guess that would help, but it's not that important. He's gonna port us. I'm not gonna bounce Efficiency here at end of turn, because it doesn't make, we don't need to do that. And by keeping it in play, we allow for a couple more top decks, like drawing a 1-mana elf, or even a 2-mana elf. Oh, he doesn't even want to equip to Mother? He's probably like, I'm never gonna attack with that Mother, why would I equip? But might as well, right? Oh, whoa, what's going on here? Armageddon, do it. Cataclysm. Cataclysm would be nice. Oh, Flicker Wisp. Oh, okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna finish this match. I gotta respond to attacks, but I can still do that afterwards. Okay, so next turn he can actually use the Sword of Fire and Ice. Let's see if we can draw a Black Source. That would be quite good. Black Source, do it. Verdant Catacombs. I'm feeling Verdant Catacombs. Or Natural Bayou, maybe. Another Cradle. I wish Symbiote was an elf. Maybe that would do it. Probably 4, 8. Nah. Okay, so what are we? We have no Glimpse anymore. We drew another Cradle, which doesn't feel too bad, but it's also doing what we wanted to do. Next turn he gets to shoot. But I guess we can actually stop him from shooting one of the creatures, because we have Pendelhaven. But again, like, if he plays very carefully, and he will Pendelhaven first. We will tap the Pendelhaven and then shoot another creature. But we could power up the Symbiote if he does that, and then bounce whatever creature he's targeting. So he might as well just target us. I wonder. I think I'm just gonna play this guy, but then he's gonna shoot the other one. So then we're gonna lose it. It feels weird. I might also just like replay the Visionary and then lose the Violet Symbiote to the Sword of Fire and Ice. But that doesn't feel good. What if I do what I was about to do and then I bounce? Then he's gonna shoot us anyway, or he might shoot the Heritage to it. What if I do it like this? Then I untap and then can draw a 1-mana elf. I play the 1-mana elf. And I've got 4 mana, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that's okay. Okay, let's do it like this. I wish I could threaten having Abrupt Decay here at least, so he might do some crazy stuff. Otherwise to 3? Yeah, I guess it makes sense. You can cast all the 2-drops, and the ones you really want to be tricky about are the 3-drops, the Flicker Wisps. And the Containment Priest has Flash anyway. Okay, so he probably wants to keep on tapping Cradle. Yep, what are you gonna target? Are you gonna target us anyway? Yeah, he targets us. Which, to me, I like that. I didn't really want to bounce my Heritage to it here, because I want to maximize the amount of mana I have next turn, because there's a very decent chance that you get to hardcast Behemoth. Oh, he's got double port now. That makes it a bit more awkward. And by a bit, I mean quite a bit, actually. Now if we draw 1-mana elf, then we've got 7 mana. But if it's Nettle Sentinel, then then it's mana neutral. Or is it? I might actually do it. Oh, okay. He didn't do the oh, he keeps up the port? Oh, maybe he wants to tap Pendelhaven end of turn? I don't know. But now let's say we get Nettle Sentinel. Then we've got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Well, why does he keep up 2 mana? Oh, he's keeping up 2 mana because he kind of have Containment Priest. Ah! Go away. This is annoying. He could very well have Containment Priest here. Like, why would you... Michael Bonner bluffed me like this at MK Madrid, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna hardcast Krotov anyway, and he eventually revealed that he didn't have Containment Priest, but he actually presented this kind of choice to me. But the difference was I could hardcast Krotov Behemoth right away in that position, but here I can't. I can only if I get Nettle Sentinel, but I think I still have to go for it. Yeah. Okay, so what are we gonna remove from the deck that we don't wanna draw? I think Dryad Arbor. Yeah, usually you don't wanna draw your Dryad Arbor, so I take away Dryad Arbor. But this is a problem now. Oh, now the Pendelhaven is tapped as well. Oh, fuck my life. I guess technically I could have still played the Cradle, replayed the Visionary, hope to draw. Yeah, that was bad. I should have played the Cradle and replayed the Visionary and then hope to draw a weird combination of cards that still gets me there. I think I should still do this. Yeah, because next turn he's gonna shoot one of the Violet Symbiotes, but he's also gonna tap 2 Cradles, but that's okay. Yeah, okay, this wasn't the ideal play at all. Come on, 1 or 2 mana elf, Nettle Sentinel, something like that. Crop rotation. Oh, crop rotation. Get the 4th Cradle. Get 5 mana. I think I should hold on to crop rotation, but it's tough. Because I could get the Cradle, I could go to 5 mana, replay this, hopefully find another Black Sources don't do it right now anyway. Oh, look at this. 2 pair! Okay, we have to really be careful about the last Cradle now. We can get it at any point, but it's the last one, and without Cradle we are probably not casting Behemoth. Yes, shoot us, or shoot Violet Symbiote. If he shoots us, the clock doesn't really change. I guess it changes next turn when you use Mother of Runes and Containment Priest. Because if he doesn't shoot us right now, then next turn he just attacks for 9. Whereas if he shoots us right now, he attacks for 10. But then we have one more Wirewood Symbiote. It's an interesting choice for him. And he decides to shoot us. Okay. Okay, let's see. Please. Okay, Mother is fine. I just don't want to revoke our Heritage to it here. And he's gonna tap Cradle, and I can't use the mana to Crop Rotation because then he's just gonna tap the other Cradle. Wonder whether he's... yeah, he probably is gonna port again, right? On the Pendlehaven, I would think. And if he does that, then I... what is he tapping? Yeah, the Pendlehaven. So I should get another Cradle and just hope to get the... like the Hail Mary Cradle. Eventually it might take us all the Cradles. 1 mana Elf. Forest, not that good. I mean, we can't even draw a Cradle anymore, so it doesn't matter. But if we draw Abrupt Decay, then we're not dying to Flicker Whip, so maybe... screwed, I think we're just going for the win. You can also get Virtual Rangers to cast Black Mana. Like, we need to draw it because there's the Containment Priest, but... come on, finally an Elf. And we're gonna do it like this. You would think you would draw more Elves in this deck. Chip, chip, chip. Or what if I do it like this? I mean, we can hardcast Behemoth. We can totally hardcast Behemoth here. Yes. Or can we? Yeah, we can. Can we? Yes, we can. Okay. This felt somewhat... well, I don't want to say undeserved because there was a weird game from both sides, but must certainly feel a bit bad for the opponent.
Finish him! Battle Cruiser operational.
And then we can even untap this guy. And that should be good enough. Yeah, okay.
Fatality!
Well, we won one of our very best matchups, even though we had pretty sketchy draws and things didn't really align the way we wanted to, but that's what you do with Elves. Sometimes you draw the Quirion Ranger and it wins you the game. Best card in the deck. See you next round.